How the heck are you, everybody? My name is Fastidious, and today I will be serving you some piping hot Awaken Chaos era content. So, I'm doing a beginner guide on this fantastic champion right here, Winstrex. She is an epic champion, she is wood affinity, and she's tremendous. I would say she's got to be, by my estimation, either the best epic champion in the game or the second best after her buddy over here, William. But she's so good. Everyone knows she's top of class, just fantastic for PvP. That is where this focus is going to be today, because this is a beginner guide. However, when we talk through her skills, I'm going to explain she's really good kind of for all content. She has a lot of PvE viability, particularly in endless trials, in the Void Tower, even later on in some of the bounty hunts. Just for a little perspective, I am level 43, so maybe not total beginner. I just hit day 20. In my daily check-in. I've been playing religiously for 20 days. I love this game. But, I'm still figuring out the ropes, and my gear, I've not farmed dungeons at all. I'm only just getting to Queen 11, Queen 12, but I've not farmed them, just working on teams. You'll see. I don't have the greatest gear in the world. So, Windstrex, what are we dealing with here? Where better to start than over here? I will actually quickly say I have pulled two, so not Ascension one yet. I've got an extra 15% base health, so when we go through her stats right now, take that with a grain of salt. I do have an Arcana, which I kind of want to spend on her, because 15 more speed on her, as I'll explain, is insane, but I want this to be as beginner-friendly as possible for what I'm dealing with. So, she's got B-rated attack at 573, and I'm only level 50, by the way, because we don't need a fully built level 61. You can run her, honestly, at level 20. You can run her at level 1. For what we're going to do, she works. A health, you can take that. Actually, how about better we go to the index? Who am I kidding here? You don't want to see my little 50s. We want to know what she's like when she's fully rocking and rolling. Where's she going to be? She's got to be a Sylvan Woodlands, right? She's a little fairy. No, she's not. Yes, she is. Okay, she's down here. So we got Winstrex. So, B-rated attack 847. Keep in mind, this is when she's at full A6, full 6 stars of Ascension. A health, which is really good for her, 5996. She's got C defense at 499. Her speed is A at 128, but this has got to be like the highest A-rated speed I've seen in this game. 128 is really high. This is a borderline S-tier rating, and then her crit rate 5% doesn't matter, not building her for crit. While we're in here, we might as well go through her abilities. So her trait, unascended, and she's not going to get to full ascension. You can't tell here, but take my word for it, until ascension level 5. So many of us probably, for a long while, will not have her at A5, so we're going to look at this trait right here. The unascended version. When using an ability, there's a 50% chance to reduce its basic cooldown by 1 turn. This ability may only be triggered twice per battle. What changes that A5, Ascension level 5? It's a 100% chance to reduce the basic cooldown by 1 turn, and again, can only happen twice per battle. So just gives you a little more assurance, especially this is going to be relevant in PvE content. Let's go through the kit, particularly the cooldown ones. We'll get to how that trait plays in, but the A1, nice and simple. 100% damage, which is okay, but you're not really going to build her as a damage dealer at all, and applies speed down for 2 turns. You got to love this. It's similar to other gacha games. It just says end applies speed down. So the only way you're not applying this is if you don't build her with enough focus. There's not a % chance to do it. Just get her the right focus threshold, which in PvP content is kind of hard to gauge because we don't know what resists our opponents are going to have. But it's cool that it's not a % chance. You just got to make sure you have enough focus for different content, and she's going to land it. You see it's for 2 turns when you skill her up. Originally it's just for 1 turn. You got an extra +1 turn there. Then we've got the A2 here. This is on a 4-turn cooldown. Refreshes the cooldown of an ally's ultimate ability. This is an amazing move. You have some people in the game with incredibly long ultimate cooldowns, 6-7 turns. This just straight up resets it. It's only a single skill. It's not like a full all-skill cooldown reset, but it will be their ultimate, which is usually their best skill on a lot of champions. I will say, what I love about this ability is you can use it on herself, and she's got an amazing ultimate ability, which we're going to get to right about now. This takes 2 skill books. You can get it down to a 4-turn cooldown. Grants speed up 2 and attack up, normal attack up, to all team members for 2 turns. Speed up 2, instead of a +30, it's +50 speed, which is in this game, that's a lot of speed. Lasts for 2 turns, 4-turn cooldown. So, let's just quickly talk PvE content. This is going to be more in theory. I mean, I've used her there, but that's not what I want to demonstrate today. However, she's amazing For in Void Tower, even in some Endless Trial, you're facing really quick champions, and it's kind of a drag if they all go before you, and then you're either debuffed, you're crowd controlled, you're just kind of out of options. You make her really fast, she will basically let you skip the line by giving everyone 50 speed, and you're going to see that in effect as well when we get into the arena and do PvP stuff. Speed up 2 is fantastic. She's also your attack up champion, so for a lot of stuff, maybe you don't have to bring your Brand, you don't have to bring your Connor. That kind of stuff is really useful. Another thing in PvE content is you are going to be, that means, against the computer, not in the arena, for anyone that doesn't know that. You're probably going to be doing it on manual for that slower, sloggier kind of content. You can time out when you use this, and you can decide, hey, maybe I want to use it on her to make sure we basically keep 100% uptime. We put this up, we get speed up 2, attack up 2, then we come in turn number 2, we reset it, she's going to be your fastest champion, she comes back again round 3, and then she gets it up again. And in that time, hopefully, you've vanquished your enemies, right? It's really, really cool. And then also you can kind of selectively pick who's the big threat, who's maybe faster on the other team than yours. If you put a little focus on her, maybe you get speed down. She's really, really good. She's helped me already a ton in normal Void Tower, which I have completed, and she's helped a lot in Endless Trial. And I've done all Endless Trials already into 70, and I use her with some frequency there. She's really good, and I'm sure as I actually get decent gear on this account, as you're about to see, she's only going to be better. However, this is a beginner guide, and beginners, you're going to pull her, you're going to be thrilled, you should be. She's just a beast for PvP, and she's really, really easy to use, and that's what I want to show you now. So the little theory part finished. Let's go into practically how do I use her, what am I dealing with? So I've got mine at level 1 Ascension, which is pretty cool. Gets her a little bit tankier, which actually is helpful, but not really so essential. The most important Ascensions, like I said, Ascension 5 is awesome, but that's going to take a while. Ascension 2 is enormous, plus 15 speed. She's putting up on her ultimate ability, the A3, she's putting up AoE, a buff, a positive effect of speed up 2, right? 50 speed for everyone. So you want her as fast as possible, and then she helps the rest of your team essentially cut the line. Because, the way it works in this game is everyone basically gets 1 turn per round. There's a couple exceptions, cough, Goobeg. But she, sorry, Goobeg's he's such a little bastard. But you want her just piping fast so she can let everyone else just jump ahead, and then you all get to go before your enemies get to go, whether that be against an opponent in the arena or against, computer content, PvE content. So if you can get this, do it. I'm thinking about using the Soul Arcana on her. I'm waiting for now because I haven't needed that extra 15 speed, but who knows? If I feel like that 15 speed is what's holding me back, that's probably a good use of an epic Soul Arcana. I think I just had a video finish exporting the background. I think that's what that sound was. Let's keep it moving now. So let me show you the gear I have on her, and I think this is what a lot of you people probably want to see. So how do you build her? I'm just straight up going for speed. So let's look at our gear bonuses. I've got a Raider set that's plus 15 speed. I actually have a second Raider set that's plus 15 speed. And would you believe it? I got 3 Raider sets. So Raider sets in this game are your speed sets. That's 45 speed. Goes a long way in this game. Do you have to go straight up all Raider set? Definitely not. Actually, better I don't go to manage gear. Let's just show you. So why did I do this piece? It's Raider plus an extra roll into speed. So we got 6 speed. Let's skip that. Let's go to boots. 5-star speed boots. They're only at plus 12, guys. These could go to plus 15. There's a lot more speed left on the table. Believe it or not, like I said, I'm actually, if we go to enhance, will they tell us what the max stat is going to be? I don't know. No, I don't think they do. However, I've not leveled a single piece of gear on my entire account past plus 12, so I don't even know how much more would be to be gained. I'm going to guess this goes to 40, just a guess. So maybe I'm leaving 11 speed on the table. But again, I haven't needed the extra speed yet. A lot of people aren't building her correctly, I think. I am outspeeding most of them. Not all of them, to be fair. Then we got a Raider ring, flat health, who cares? But we did get a speed roll. That made it worth it. And then what do we get? I got put focus here. I didn't have any necklaces with the speed substat. So I just picked focus so, she can land the decreased speed when she needs to and that kind of thing. Why did I skip the helmet and the armor? Well, the hood, the Raider hood over here, this cannot have a speed sub. The helmet slot, the second slot, they cannot have speed subs. Same thing goes for the coat or your armor, whatever you want to call it. They cannot have speed subs. I'll show you here. We'll go to manage gear. I love the artifacts over here. We'll go secondary stat, speed, not an option. Let's go to the chest piece. Let's go to the coat or whatever they're calling it. Speed, not an option. Speed, not an option. So just put her in three Raider sets if you want, 6 pieces of Raider gear. But similarly, what did I have here? Well, you could put any speed boots here, right? I'm not really getting any benefit besides the bonus, but let's skip these 2 because you can't get speed subs. So for these, you have to go Raider, basically. Why not? get a 2-set out of this. It's not like you're missing out on speed subs. But let's say here I got 6 speed. Let's say I didn't have a single Raider, a Gale Dagger, a single Raider weapon that had a speed sub. And then I had a Terra piece or a Rage piece, any piece, right? That rolled twice and I had like 13 speed on it. That's already better, right, than this 15 speed if I can just find one of these pieces down here with the speed sub. So let's say here I had a Terra piece that was like 13 speed, and then I had a necklace with 6 speed, right? Between those two, I'm getting 19 speed. Actually, let's do the math different. Let's say here I had one that was 13 speed, and here I had one that was 10, right? So I'm getting 23 speed. Compare that to what I have now. I have 6 speed here. I don't have any necklaces with a speed substat. So I'm getting 6 from substats, and then the bonus is 15, so 21. That 23 trumps the 21. So don't feel afraid to go broken set. When I say broken set, I mean non-matching pieces, and only get 2 Raider bonuses or something if you have better speed subs to get elsewhere. However, I went through all my gear. This is as fast as I can get her. But yeah, that being said, you don't have to feel completely constrained. Oh, I have no Raider gear. Then just find whatever random pieces have the best speed subsets. I would say the one exception, there's no reason not to get the Raider hood or the Raider coat. There's just no reason because these can't have speed subs, so you might as well benefit from the bonus. Because for PvE, we just want her going fast, fast, fast. And just to spell it out very plainly, we want her to be the fastest champion on the field, the fastest hero, faster than all your opponents in the arena. She goes first. She uses her A3. Everyone gets plus 50 speed, and your whole team jumps the line. So let's go see that in effect. How's this going to work? Well, I actually don't know where I'm in arena right now. I don't think I'm that high. I've been as high as Platinum 3. All right, so I'm in Platinum 4. You see in my realm, we're at 3372 points. I'm in rank 87. I did not mean to click bonuses, excuse me. If we go to my bag over here, you'll see I've got 31 passes over here. So what is that, 155? 155 arena fights I can still do. So I probably will grind this really hard in a couple days, but no rush. Why use the passes now? Just a pro tip. Why use your passes now? Wait till as far into the season as you can when you've got time to do it. And the later into the game you are, the better your gear and the better your champions probably will be, right? So if I had used those all a week ago, my Nathalia, my Zatlux, my Brand, the champions I'm going to show you that I use right now, I actually should quickly show you their builds. They were way worse a week ago, and hopefully 4 days from now, they'll be even better than they are now. These are probably my 2 best built champions on the account. I'm always moving gear around, but you'll see my Nathalia. She's at, that's just additions from gear. Let's actually just go more. Let's see info. She's at 3,400 attack, 112 speed, nearly 100% crit rate, and getting towards 200% crit damage. Again, though, kind of beginner, right? Nothing that fancy. I'll show you the gear. We're rocking. These are all starter pieces, literally all of these. And then this is just a lucky pull crit damage with crit rate that I got by farming glyphs like a madman. And I will say they're max. She's max glyphed. So is Zatlux. I'm only showing you this guy so you don't think, oh, well, he has these other overpowered champions. These champions are whatever. I've just been grinding my butt off, but nothing special. All the gear is either free gear we got from getting Evelyn quests along the way or foodie quests, beating stuff in adventure mode, or just random lucky stuff we got farming. So we maxed out his glyphs. Really lucky piece I got here with a triple crit damage roll. Guys, adventure, you can actually get decent gear. Look at this. This is my only other crit damage thing. Attack percentage. We didn't need crit rate on him, so I let Nathalia get it. And then the rest, all of these pieces are starter gear. Literally, all 4 of these pieces. So these 2 are from Adventure, 4 pieces of starter gear. Let's not go to Manage Gear, wrong button. Let's go to Info, and let's go to More. You'll see with Zatlux, he gets an extra 30% crit rate from his second passive ability. So we wanted him at 70. I'm 2% short, so this is 98%. And then I've got him at, for me, a healthy amount of crit damage, 210. And he's actually got okay attack, 3,500, but not that special. And then finally, my Brand. This build sucks. I was lucky enough. I did the monthly pass, so I got Brand. But before that, I pulled one. So I do have an extra 15% base health on top of his S health because I have him Ascension 1. He's only level 50. We're just using him for buffs. Random gear. We got 1 Raider set, 1 health set, nothing special here. This is all free gear. And then I think maybe 2 pieces from Endless Trial that were just, again, whatever. I'm just trying to get him to be my second fastest champion. And this 145 speed, right? When we get that plus 50 speed from Winstrex, that's 195 speed. I don't really see anyone else cutting in front of us except for maybe another Winstrex, which I'm going to explain right when we hop into battle. Random crit rate, random crit damage, I don't care. Touch of focus because I want him landing our debuffs. Whoever's going to be your second champion, I recommend they have some focus so they land the AoE decreased defense spell, and that's a perfect transition to go talk about that. And then some health just for his shields. Doesn't matter. This is about Winstrex, baby. Just wanted to fully break down everything. Let's hop into the arena. So how do you use Winstrex? You got her. Maybe you rose to Gold's arena, Platinum arena. Now you're actually facing some hard teams. Let's do a refresh so we get a fresh page. And let's find, hopefully, a team with another Winstrex. No one else has Winstrex? All right, well, let's show you a team without Windstrex. That should be pretty easy. So let's look at Dinde over here, 2,900 points. So we're a little bit better. But the reason we're better is because of how we're running this team, all right? So the speeds of this team go Windstrex, Piping Hot, 217, Piping Hot. Not that fast, but the best I can do. Brand's at 145. Zatlux, I think, is at 126. Nathalia's at 110 or 111. The spells are super important. So you want Windstrex to be your fastest. And with her, you are going to want to use this spell. This is Water Prison. Applies stun on an enemy for 1 turn and removes all of their positive effects. All that matters is the stun. We use this against other Winstrexes, whatever you want to say. You use this against your enemy Winstrex to make sure you're faster than them. Hopefully you are. You win the speed battle, then you stun them. So even if they cut in front before my brand powered up from 145 to 195, before he gets his turn, if their Winstrex is still at like 200 and gets to go in, doesn't happen that much now that my brand's a little bit faster. But if it does happen, they're already stunned, so they don't do anything. Otherwise, if we get the big boost and we don't stun their Winstrex, then their Winstrex gets to go before the rest of our team cuts the line. You'll see this in practice pretty soon. There was no point in it, right? We went here and then they went here, battlefield neutralized. We don't want that. So we want to use this for the stun. And then the reason I said it's nice to have some focus, it doesn't have to be Brand. It could be Connor, whatever buffer or setup you're having going before your nukers. You're going to want to use the Sundering Purgatory, which is basically your AoE decreased defense spell, right? And you need focus to land this. So whoever is using this, I wouldn't want to do this with my Nathalia. She has no focus. I'm going to want to do it with my Brand, right? So these are the 2 spells in the Water Prison. This is like the big beginner tip that some people might miss out on. I see people, my opponents I face, I see them making the mistake of skipping this when I go off. However, when you do a little fight like this against not a Winstrex, basically all I want to do is stun their buffer. So if that's Connor, if that's Brand, if that's, I don't know, those are the 2 I see the most. Let's see. Here it's William, right? I want to stun their champion that could, give some extra tankiness, some extra damage, some extra survivability to my opponents. I want to just eliminate that from the equation. So you see, they actually have their William going third. It shouldn't be an issue, though. I still want to stun him because he's going to put up counterattack. He'll put on one enemy. He'll put on increased defense. I don't want to deal with that. So let's stun William. Now, look. It's going to go Windstrex, my Windstrex, you can see the green, my Brand, and then all 4 of their champions. So I think of this as the line, right? There's like a little queue you're in each line. Each round, excuse me. So I want to use Windstrex with her great ability here, with her speed up 2. Also, she's given attack up. We're going to get that from Brand 2, but it doesn't matter. You're going to watch. Almost certainly Zatlux and Nathalia are just going to jump ahead on this line. Unless they've got a crazy fast Antinua, I don't think it's going to happen. Let's do the skill here. Double clack for the ult. She's got a sweet ult animation, really cool looking champion. And look at that. Watch everyone jump. We just cut the whole line. Now, therefore, these losers are all the way at the back of the bus. They're at the back of the cafeteria. We jumped up here, right? So now we got Brand with focus. Let's land that AoE decrease event. So we landed it everywhere. I don't always, but we landed almost everywhere. So now all I'm doing, I'm putting up the big version increase attack, just an improved version of what Windstrex does. I'm really just using her for the big version increase speed, and we get big version increase defense. Great, the attack, we're going to hit harder. The defense, we're tankier, but also just lots of buffs for Natalia. We might not even need her, though. Let's go in with Zatlux. Let's take out their Antinua, and let's see how much this guy can pop off. Obviously, I'm going a lot slower. Sometimes these battles can be really fast, and you'll see we're just on cleanup crew right now. Done, right? However, Zatlux was after all of their champions, but thanks to Windstrex, boom, front of the line. Great, VIP service, right? Hopefully, I stalled enough there that we got another refresh, because I would love to show you guys against another Windstrex. That's really where it's quite interesting. We got 1 more minute. Let's just do 1 more fast battle. This is kind of a tanky team. This might actually be this might even be a battle we could lose. Maybe this could be a good teachable moment for when, this easy cleave strategy of the cut the line Windstrex, the stun, the AoE decrease defense, where it doesn't work. To be seen. Let's see. So what do I mean by that? If their Mathasia is really tanky, if their Charles is really tanky, and we can't take them out really quick, our hands might be tied, Sure, we get the early jump on them, but this strategy, this kind of beginner version of a Windstrex comp in PvP is more just to try to get in there and get out. Get in there, wipe out the other team, and get out. But if this Mathasia, if we can't take them down and she revives everyone, then they get to go. It could be trouble, right? So let's go in. Let's actually stun that Mathasia because she could be an issue. If she does survive, this will give us a second turn to go in and try to knock her down. Let's speed up. Let's watch everyone jump in front of the line. Will Nathalia make it? Everyone made it except for my Nathalia. So you see, my Nathalia is at like 110 speed, so their Nathalia must be at like 151 or something like that, right? Shouldn't be a huge issue, though, because we're going to buff up. I forgot. See, guys, also don't be like me. I forgot to do the AoE decrease defense. Again, maybe a good teachable moment. Now I have to do it with Zatlux. He doesn't have much focus, so I probably will get a resist. No, I didn't. All right, but sometimes you can. So don't be like me. Make sure you're like go second guy that actually has the focus, lands it. Let's go for their Nathalia since they're the only person that can cut in before our Nathalia really pops off. Hopefully she's not tanky. Seems like they put a lot of speed on her, but she still has a touch of tankiness. Let's see what she does. Only one buff though, right? Because we sped ahead of the rest of the team. She can only hit 2 champs. Wasn't enough for her. Bad hits all around. Hopefully our Natalia is just on cleanup crew now. Mathasia is going to be the risk here, right? And look at that. We barely even touched her. So that's a big issue. So now we get to the point where what do we want to do with our Windstrex? We know the next thing we want to do. I've been demonstrating the power of her ultimate, of her A3. But now how do we want to use this? We could do it to reset her, right? So next turn we'll have this ready to speed up again. Or maybe we should do Zatlux, right? For a chance to get after Mathasia. Who knows? We know Nathalia just reset, right? Or did she? Who did we just take down there, actually? Did she killed their Nathalia, right? So Nathalia reset her ultimate, because her and Zatlux both will reset their ultimates when they kill. Winstrex, though, what should we do? Zatlux did not kill, right? So actually, I think our best chance here against a hard team like this, a really tanky team, let's reset Zatlux. You see, now that their Nathalia's gone, our whole team's going to get to go in order. Let's hope we can put a big dent into their Mathasia, because if we don't, she can just survive. And yeah, look at that. So this is kind of, honestly, I'm glad this happened, because you can see this is a failing of this team. If you go against a really tanky squad and you can't just kind of get in there, cleave the team, take them out, this happens, right? Their Mathasia's left standing. They're going to revive Nathalia. Now they all get to go, and it's just not great. If their Nathalia was slower than her Mathasia, they'd actually be in business. So now what am I going to do? Well, now our hands are getting kind of tied. Well, we got a touch of focus on our Winstrex, so let's go for a decreased speed somewhere. It might be a little too late, though. I think we probably should just go for Mathasia. Now let's go for Nathalia. Well, Nathalia has no buffs. We should go for Mathasia because she's a risk. We don't want her getting more turns earlier and reducing her cooldown for next time. So now let's go and let's try to just take out this Nathalia. We don't. Wow, crazy. And we only have 1 buff now. So the strategy, it's sound, but it's not foolproof. You know, you're going to face comps, and especially later on, I found some stall comps, which are just really hard to deal with. Another decreased speed. We just kind of have to chip away at Mathasia. If her revive comes back along, we might even just have to leave the fight. Now we got some buffs, so we can get a few more hits, but we're just not doing enough. This is a very tanky team we're facing. If they get a couple good hits, that'll probably just be it. Provoked on our Zatlux. Our Windstrex should be coming back around if her trait's triggered, and her trait did trigger. So we only had a 3-turn cooldown for Roaring Gale, her ultimate. So she's our best option right now for focus, so we're going to try to get some more defense. Thankfully, the one place we really needed it was Mathasia, and we got it. Let's get the speed back up, and let's cut the line. Their Nathalia is dead again, so we should be ahead of everybody. And we are. Zatlux is taunted, and he goes to the wrong dude. And yeah, you can just see, we can just throw her on auto. We're almost certainly going to lose. But just to quickly, sum up what happened here. You know, our strategy was sound, but it wasn't enough. We kind of hit our heads against a wall. We jumped to the front of the line just to punch a wall, and that our damage output was not sufficient. Again, beginner comp, right? We can only do the best with what we've got. All right, perfect time to retreat. Without question, we're going to be able to refresh here. And we better find a Windstrex, because I really think that'll be fun. And if they're built like us, which a lot of teams are, honestly, even if we don't get to go first and they go first, you'll see what they do to us, assuming the AI behaves properly, which is an issue in this game. No Windstrex anywhere? Okay, here's a Windstrex. Sweet. Just go right in. Same spells as always. This will be the last fight, guys. I hope this has been informative. So just to recap, just make your Windstrex super fast. Focus in PvP. Bring the Water Prison spell. It's really useful. So look at this, guys. This is exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Look at the queue here. It goes our Windstrex, their Windstrex. Our brand, their Connor, which is basically Brand and Connor in these kind of PvP comps are interchangeable. So it's basically tit for tat, and then our Zatlux, our Nathalia, their Zatlux. So this is a good situation, you know, for us. Even without going, our Windstrex is neutralizing theirs in that if we weren't stunning her, which we're going to stun her right now, we would both cut ahead, and we still are lucky enough that they've got really slow Nathalias and Zatluxes. However, that's not the case, so watch. We'll see if our brand skips ahead of their Windstrex. If their Windstrex is pretty fast, though, that shouldn't be what happens, and that'll be pretty interesting for you guys to see. Okay, so This is, there you go. At least not everyone jumped ahead. So Nathalia didn't make it. Everyone else did. So we're gonna do the debuff, the AoE decrease defense spell, the Sundering, whatever it's called. Let's get some new buffs up. The big version increase attack and the big version increase defense. All right, so now Zatlux is gonna go. I don't want to go for Windstrex just to demonstrate. So let's actually go for their Zatlux. He might kill and then go to their Winstrex. Yes, okay. However, you see, their Winstrex was going to go, but she was going to be stunned. If we hadn't stunned her and hadn't brought the water prison, she would have sped up the rest of her team, and then maybe they would have had a shot to come in and kill Nathalia or something, right? But of course they don't, and this went perfectly according to plan. We're going to wipe them. Guys, I think this is a perfect place to wrap that up. Look at that last hit, 6,200. My Nathalia's starting to hit pretty hard. Guys, Winstrex, just to conclude, she's awesome. Like, if you get her, congratulations. Like, I think I said that at the beginning, but she's just legitimately great. And she's far more versatile than just PvP. But for a beginner, you know, in your first few days, first few weeks, just go for a nice, easy build, unless you're already getting amazing gear. And then it's not about tankiness. It's not about damage. You just want her fast, speed up the rest of the team, have them skipping the line, and then cleave them, you know? Just bombs away. Get the other team on their backs. Hope this was helpful, guys. There's going to be more guides like this in the future. I've been Fastidious. I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.